Hello Kg2, how are you today? I hope all of you are fine and safe at home. Today's our video will be for the week number 35. And here we have new science session. Are you ready to start science together? Let's get started. Before we start our video today, we just need to remember our friends, Tommy and Magico. Here is Tommy and here is Magico. Tommy and Magico are our e-learning videos friends. They will share with us their stories to discover new information. So, we will start with story time. We have new story for today. So, concentrate and listen to our story. Once upon a time, Tommy was playing near to his pool. And then he decided to throw his ball inside the pool. Like that. He hold the ball and throw it inside the pool. He looked and saw that the ball was floating on the top of the water. So then he decided to pick another object. He looked around and saw or pick from the ground a rock. And he decided to throw a rock inside the pool. He held the rock on his hand like that and count 1, 2, 3 and then throw it inside the pool. What happened? The rock was sinking or fell down to the bottom. And here, Tommy surprised. Why the ball is floating or was floating on the water and the rock go down to the bottom. And here is Magico. Hello, dear Tommy. Why did you surprise? You didn't know that not all objects float in the water and not all objects sink. So here we have new words. Float, sink. Try to repeat it after me. Float, sink. And here is Magico. Try to do it more easier. So Magico asked Tommy to do a small game. Here is it. Okay, Tommy, let us do it together. Bring a bowl of water and different objects. Try to bring balloon, bowl, empty bottle of water, coin, pencil, key, or sponge. And then put all those objects inside the water. What will happen? Yes, look at this picture. Some objects go up and stay on the top of the water, and other objects go down and sink in the water. So here we have two main informations. Number 1, an object that floats stays on top of the water, but an object that sinks falls to the bottom. So here we have float and sink. What does it mean, float? Float means object or an object that stays on top. But sink means the object falls to bottom. And here we need to discover them by ourselves. So we have time to play. I want all of you to bring a tub of water and collect a lot of objects to do it or to put it inside the water, like in the picture. And then you will discover that some objects float. Repeat after me. Float. And other objects sink. Here is float and here is sink. So again, an object that floats like that stays on top of water, and objects that sink fall to the bottom. And here I want all of you to write them down. So bring a paper and divide it into two parts. One part for float and another part for sink. And try to write it down. Which object is floating and which object is sinking. And here we can say that or take some notes. Wood, foam, sponge, hollow things, empty bottle, balls, and balloons will float. But on the other side, rocks, stones, glasses, and metal will sink. And here we have practice time. Listen, think, and answer. Question number 1. Try to listen and think with me. If we put a lot of objects in water, some objects will float and others will sink. Is this sentence true or false? Of course, this sentence is true. If we put a lot of objects in water, some objects will float and others will sink. Correct answer. Next. Which object will float if you put it in water? And here we have two objects, rock and a ball. Do you remember when Tommy hold the rock and hold the ball and throw it inside the pool? What happened? Sure. Which object will float? The ball. Super, Kg2. And here is another question. Which object will sink if you put it in water? And here we have a key and a piece of wood. I want all of you to try to do it at home. Hold a key and bring a piece of wood and put it inside the water and see which object will sink. So you will find that key will sink. Good answer. And here is we reach to the end of our video. I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.